Everyone, mabuhay from the Philippines. We are live once again. Nika, say hello. Say hello to our audience. Girl. Okay, not me, just the audience. All right, let me flip the camera around here. Sorry about that. We are live. Good morning. So we'll just wait for everyone to find our feed. And today we're going to do comments and suggestions for our future videos. So hopefully we can get some audience members to post their comments, their thoughts, and we're going to carry out some of the things that are suggested. Good morning, Sean. How are you? So my wife will be joining us in just a minute here. She's just finishing something up. So once again, in the Philippines, we have a sunny, bright day. It's a little bit overcast, but it's better than Canada. Let me give you a show here. Change the camera around. So it's overcast, but it's warm. It's not snowing, it's not hailing, so that's a good thing. Nika likes it just fine. So we are planning a trip back to Canada. I will be going back to Canada in a few months, just for a quick vacation and take care of some business there. We're going to do a lot of content there. I'm going to attend a few car shows. I'm going to do some videos of my existing cars that I have there, and hopefully we can get a lot of content to show our audience of stuff that I missed or didn't do when I was there before. We're gonna go on road trips, go and visit family, all kinds of neat stuff. And there she is. Well, where'd she go? There she is. Come join us. Oh, she's got to do her hair first. So our channel hits 7,000 subscribers, which is amazing. Thank you so much for your support, everybody. And we're hoping to make that grow and grow. We'd like to do some really cool things on this channel, and it's just a matter of having the support and the financial means to do it. And what I'd like to do is I'd like to do some stuff in the community to help the community, and try to make a difference, especially in this community, because there's a lot of people here that are struggling and stuff. So I'd like to try to help out people here. That's been my passion all along. Which there's a double meaning to our channel title, which is called Just a Hand. One of them is quite obvious because I only have one hand, but the other reason, the other meaning behind it was to be able to help other people, and that's really what my passion is to be able to do on this channel. So hopefully we can meet that goal with the support of our viewers and my wife. Here she is. Oops. She's reading the chat right now.
Yeah. It's your sister's husband.
Mm-hmm.
Hi. My back.
Your back hurts. So the eye candy has finally arrived for the video. You don't have to look at my ugly face anymore.
They don't want to see mine too.
You get to watch her brush her hair.
Come here. Come here.
She's already been on video. She started us off.
I forgot to give you a bath.
See, not all Filipinos eat dogs. Some of them just pet them.
See, you were dying. Candy.
Sean says, I thought you were the eye candy. Yeah, look at this face. Do I look like eye candy to you? Well, maybe to you, but. Ugh. So today's just another day.
Can I do my stuff here?
Do you what?
Stuff.
Your stuff?
Yeah.
What stuff?
Cutting fabrics.
Cutting fabrics? I don't know. They'd watch you do that, I'm sure.
No.
They'd be amazed at watching you do stuff. This girl can turn anything into anything when it comes to fabric and stuff like that. She can fix anything. I complained that a pair of my pants were too long and they were hanging off my feet. And I asked her if she could cut them smaller. And instead of doing that, she put elastics in the bottom of them and sewed them in and made it look like they were made like that from the factory. And she's pretty handy that way. I don't know too many girls that do that kind of stuff anymore. It seems to be more of an old school technique. Most people just go out and buy another pair of pants, but not this girl. She makes things work. She fixes things all the time.
I'll just get the fabric and the scissor.
You're gonna get the fabric and the scissors? Okay. She makes costumes for the kids for school. She made a Robin Hood costume. She made a like a Tarzan costume. All kinds of stuff. And she's really good at that stuff. So I bought her a sewing machine because she got tired of sewing by hand. So I got her a little sewing machine there. So she's all set now. She's got tools to make things happen. So what are you making with this?
I'm making a cover for the tumbler.
A cover for the tumbler?
Yeah.
She's gonna make a cover for that tumbler. I'm not sure why.
It's old, huh?
Because it's old? Oh, I see. So you're making a cover to make it, to cover up the ugly?
Yeah.
I see. You should make me a cover too.
No.
Well, talk your audience through what you're doing here. She loves being on camera. She just loves it, don't you? She's trying to keep herself occupied so that she doesn't have to be on camera. There we go. So she's going to take the tumbler and wrap it like a Christmas present. Now you're going to use the sewing machine for this?
No, it will be too noisy. I will use my hand.
Too noisy? I'm sure people put up with the noise just to watch your skill, your handcrafted skills. See, she's a born entertainer. She likes to sing. She likes to design on camera. She's better on camera than I am.
No, I'm not.
She's a natural born movie star. Hmm?
No.
Hmm?
Wherever you go, whatever you do. Someone says hi.
Hmm?
Someone says hi.
Hello, space particles. I've never said hi to space particles before.
I don't know.
So what are you doing? You're drawing a circle. You're going to cut out this circle to put on the bottom.
Yeah. Just talk to them.
You talk to them. They're watching you.
They're not watching me. They want to hear things from you.
I can still talk while they watch you. That's okay. Oops. Gotta center the camera though so they can see. People are interested to see stuff they've never seen before. And this is something they haven't seen before. This is new. Have I ever had balut? No, I haven't. They're always out every time I try to buy it.
No,
They're always, the supply is always run out.
that's not there.
It's never available.
No. It's lying.
I think the only way I can try that is if I am not in my right mind. So for those who don't know what balut is, it is a duck egg that's cooked. Unfortunately, it has a duck in it. It's
duck.
a baby duck. It's an unhatched duck. And it's the grossest thing I've ever seen in my life. He says, haha, moonshine and balut. Yeah, I think I would need the moonshine to eat the balut because just the sheer look of it makes my stomach turn. And the thought of putting that near my face just doesn't appeal to me at all. But you never know. Someday, if I have enough drinks into me, it's possible that I might give it a try. I can't say I've tried worse things. That's probably the worst thing I'll ever try if I do try it. But I don't know. It's a delicacy here. Everybody loves it here. But I've seen foreigners try it, and they were not too crazy about it. So I didn't see any foreigners eat it and be like, wow, this is a secret we didn't know about. We should have had this all along. No, they kind of did make good faces afterwards. So it's not something I'm really looking forward to.
In Palawan, Daddy, they eat like worms.
Wait. Say it again.
In Palawan, they eat live worms.
Live worms.
Yeah, they get it from a certain tree near the sea.
Yeah. And what does it do for them? Is it supposed to be healthy or something? Or they just do it because they like it?
Ew. It's yucky.
Oh, the person that eats balut and says that's delicious says that eating worms is yucky. I almost would rather the worms, I think. Don't worry, it's just the whole world watching you.
Can I have my scissor, please?
Here, I'll back the camera up. Yeah, just give me 1 second. Gotta back the camera up so they can get a good view. Skeezers for you.
Scissors.
How about you talk for a while? Tell them about life.
Ah,
Tell them about life in Negros Occidental. Tell them about growing up here.
growing up here,
Mm-hmm.
I thought the whole world is covered with sugarcane. So I was so shocked when I went to Manila and see no sugarcane at all.
You thought the whole world was covered in sugar cane?
Yeah,
Because this whole province is covered in sugar cane?
yeah.
Yeah. And what else?
Mm,
Tell us about your childhood.
childhood?
Mm-hmm.
I don't have my childhood memories.
You gotta speak up though.
Mm. What should I tell them?
Tell them about your childhood. Tell them about growing up in the Philippines. Did you have a tough life growing up here?
Yeah. But it's a lot of fun. We don't have cell phone of our own, so we just play with other kids. But I never dare to climb trees like the others.
Solar Juice says, new viewer here. How did y'all meet? Well, he's American. How'd y'all meet and what brought you there, brother love? Well, that's a really long story. I guess the story begins with, I spent my whole life looking for love, and it didn't seem to be available in my country because, Nika, shush, especially with my disability, I got judged a lot, and you're not helping. I'm trying to talk here. Be quiet. So I got judged a lot, and I just didn't find what I was looking for, and I decided one day that I'm gonna try something crazy, and I threw an ad up, I went on a dating site and I put up a profile on a Filipino dating site, and I just did it just for gags and kicks, I guess. And so I created that profile. You're right, that is loud. I created that profile. We are getting microphones, by the way, so this will be much easier to do in the future because we'll have microphones and we won't be picking up background noises as much. So anyway, I posted posted my profile online. I went to sleep that night. I woke up the next morning and I must have had 100 messages. And it was the most insane thing I've ever seen because, on Canadian dating websites, I'd be lucky to get a message once a week. And it's the very first time that I ever posted my full self on a dating site to show, all of me, my disability and everything else. Normally I would not expose that part of myself, and I would try to break that to them over the course of having a conversation once I get to know them a little bit. This time I just went full out, put a picture on, put a description on, saying, hey, I'm disabled, blah, 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 and I get 100 messages overnight. And I start reading the messages, and all I've got is messages of girls saying, who takes care of you? I wish I was there to take care of you, stuff like that. And it was the most absurd thing I've ever seen because in Canada, it seemed like it was always girls would say, you know, oh, well, who takes care of you? I don't want to have to take care of you. That I don't want that burden. And here it was a completely different attitude. The people here have a way different attitude than in Canada. They're not shallow. They're not. I'm not saying every person in Canada, but I'm saying that a lot are very shallow. They're very money oriented, and they want the best of the best of the best. And if you're not perfect, they don't want you. And it's a different atmosphere here. Girls here look for something different than that, right?
Yeah.
You don't want a rich man.
Why would I want
You
that?
don't want a man with a six pack. What do you want? What do you look for in a man?
Loving,
Loving,
yeah. Thoughtful,
thoughtful,
yeah. Responsible.
and responsible.
That's all.
It's okay if you're fat, ugly, stupid, and disabled, as long as you're loving, responsible, and thoughtful. That's all that matters. And that's the way it should be. That's the way it should be. Raw Meat says, get a real job. Not sure who he's talking to, whether he's talking to you or me. Maybe he's saying you're so good you should get a real job.
Huh?
I said, maybe he's saying you're so good you should get a real job doing this. So after seeing that, when I woke up, I was very intrigued by the thought of dating somebody here rather than dating somebody in Canada. And so I pursued it. And eventually I ended up coming here and really trying to date somebody online through text and video chat. You know, that's fun and all, but you can't really choose the personality of somebody and everything that way. You have to be with somebody in person to really you know, fall in love with them, obviously. And that's what happened. Is I came here to meet somebody else, actually, and that didn't work out. But in the process, I met my wife here, and so it was a very worthwhile trip, obviously. And I'm so glad that I made the decision to come here. Even though it didn't work out the way I thought it was going to work out, it worked out even better. We gotta move the camera so they can see work in action. Oh, now we are mocking the way the Canadian guy talks. He says, well, you said you're from Canada and just said process instead of process? Say solder. Solder. We're making fun of the way the Canadians talk now. Y'all have nothing better to do? I can hear your accent just through your typing. Ohio. He's from Ohio.
It's not
Well, you're not as far south as I thought you were. Do you want to show them, baby?
Huh?
Do you want to show them your plants?
There are only 3 left.
That's okay. We keep meaning to show you the plants that she planted. So I bought popcorn, and like the old school popcorn that you cook in a pot. And she decided to plant some of them. And she's actually got corn growing in the backyard from the popcorn, which just baffles me. And then we had some watermelon a couple weeks ago, and she chucked the seeds out the door, and they've managed to start growing now. There's a couple watermelon plants growing in the backyard just from her throwing the seeds on the ground.
Nika step on them.
And what?
Nika step on them.
Nika steps on them, yeah, but they're still there. At least one of them is.
Is there?
Yeah.
There's none?
Solar Drew says, do you have raccoons down
Yeah.
yonder? Down yonder. So I'm assuming that means do you have raccoons there? We don't have raccoons. We don't have skunks. We don't have porcupines. We don't have possums. We don't have weasels. We don't have much of anything here. What we do have is we have a lot of wandering dogs and cats. We have little lizards everywhere, which, if I find it, I'll show it to you. There are these little baby lizards living in our house, which is kind of cool. I like it. They're not a nuisance or anything. They just catch bugs. But of course, as I look around here, I can't see any to show you. Oh, there's one way up in the corner there. I don't know if you can see it, that little dark spot up in the corner, right at the ceiling. We got those guys. Oh, there's one in that corner too, above that gray box, right in the very corner there. So we have them. They keep our bug population down. They're good at catching flies and stuff like that. But yeah, we don't have a lot of wildlife here otherwise. We've seen a couple tarantulas, which they don't bother me too much. But then there's these wolf spiders that move really, really fast. And I don't like them just because of the speed that they move. They kind of creep me out. I'd much rather the tarantulas because at least they're slow and deliberate as to what they're doing. And you know what they're up to. Oliver's here. Good morning, Oliver. Good evening, Oliver.
Daddy, Oliver is asking, Solar Joe wants to know our name.
Sorry?
He wants to know our name.
Wants to know our name. Well, we try to keep our names anonymous. So we don't have stalkers.
Can I have the tumbler?
The tumbler? I'm using the tumbler for a stand for the phone. Okay, give me a second. I'll switch it to something else. And we'll use the handy dandy Milwaukee flashlight for a stand instead. Sorry about my fingers in the camera. There's your tumbler.
Okay. Oops.
Oliver says, today I diagnosed a V6 Power Stroke engine. They diagnosed it to be a Ford? Is that what it is? A Ford Power Stroke? Or is that a Dodge? It's one or the other. I can't keep up with the names they use anymore. I think Power Stroke's Ford, right?
I don't know.
Oh. You're supposed to say yes. Has a lot of blow by, and I suspect two causes, either the head gasket or the injector crush seal ring. I'm not one to work on diesels. I've never even owned a diesel before, other than my sandblasting compressor. It was a Detroit 471 with a twin screw compressor on it. It was a pretty mean machine. That's the only diesel I've even owned in my life. I thought I was gonna buy a diesel here. Yeah, it's a two-stroke, and it's a really scary machine. It sounds like there's marbles in it trying to get out. And my friend who's a truck driver told me that that's a good thing. He said, as long as it sounds like that, it sounds like it's gonna fall apart, then you're good. He said, when that engine goes quiet, that's when you should worry. So that's the rule I live by. As long as it sounded like a bag of bolts, it was good to go. Can we move the camera over so they can see you? So they can see your sewing?
There's not much to see here.
I know, but they're probably more interested in watching your sewing than they are watching my face. This is like her third time using the machine. She's getting pretty good with it though. Don't put your fingers in there when you're pushing the pedal. She's a pro. This little sewing machine, what did it cost?
1,300.
1,300? So this little sewing machine costs about $30. And that's just insane, because you couldn't buy a sewing machine in Canada for $30. That just goes to show you how much our prices are inflated in North America as opposed to here. I realize this is, like a lower end machine, but this machine still, I can't imagine it selling for less than $200 in Canada. And we ordered it on Shopee, and it came delivered to our door. A Subway sandwich costs $30. Where do you live, Drew? And what kind of sandwich are you ordering? Oh yeah, Ohio. Really? You're paying $30 US for a Subway sandwich? Are you exaggerating a little bit there? Or are you ordering a lot of extra toppings? One sub sandwich and a tuna salad. That's insane. And they wonder why people are suffering in North America. It's because we both have such great governments, great leaders. Two of them make a good pair, actually. They're both criminals.
Hey.
What?
Don't say something like that.
Well, they are. And they are definitely not in the best interest of their own country. Now, if we can get Pierre Poilievre, if that's his name, and Trump back into play, then things might actually get a little bit better. Rika, you're not helping. Let's go see what the dog's barking at. Let's go see what the big emergency is. Are you guarding the house? Who's here? Who are you guarding? Oh, somebody is here. We have Shopee delivery. I don't think there's any money involved, baby. I think it's already paid for.
Bayad na.
I prepaid this one. So this is how we get deliveries or visitors. People come to the gate and they whisper, "Hello, I'm here," and they expect you to be able to hear them. They don't knock on your door, they don't come in the gate. It's a very strange system. Even if you know the person that you're going to see, you still just go to the gate and you try to get their attention from the gate. It's a weird culture, but you get used to it. Get used to a lot of people coming to visit you and you not hearing them, and so they don't get to visit. And then they call you afterwards and say, "Yeah, I was at your place 5 times today. Standing at your gate, but you didn't come and look and see me." Your cozy's starting to look pretty good.
Huh?
Your little cozy's starting to look pretty good.
Yeah, nice up a little.
You know, people watching this, they're going to want to order these for themselves. She can make custom beer cozies for you guys. Just put in an order and she'll make them up.
A what?
Beer cozies.
What's that?
For the beer bottles.
What?
For the beer bottles.
For the beer.
Yeah, you make cozies for the beer bottles. Help keep them cold. Cover them up so that they can drink in public and not get in trouble.
You do that?
Hides the labels, yeah. People do that all the time. And they bring, stuff like Mike's Hard Lemonade and stuff like that comes in clear bottles. And they put something around it so you can't see the label. And for all people know, you're just drinking soda out of a bottle. They bring that to the beach and stuff like that.
You don't get trouble for that?
Well, you get in trouble if you get caught, but nobody's going to catch you if you're hiding it. I'm pretty sure here I can drink a beer going down the street and nobody cares.
Oops.
But Canada is very strict. I can drink a beer going down the street. I can pee on the street, no problem. But I better be wearing a shirt because if I'm not wearing a shirt, I can get arrested. Right?
Yeah.
Oh, Drew has been here before. He says San Miguel. You like the San Miguel beer here? Can I make the live in a different format? Well, we're here for suggestions, Oliver, so you tell us what you'd like to see, and we'll try to make that happen. Personally, I like the San Miguel Light. I find that the Red Horse is really strong. It's like 6.9% alcohol. And I find the regular San Miguel has a bit of an aftertaste, but the light is pretty decent. Oliver says, I don't know how to tell. I'm really open to suggestions, Oliver, because I want to show the audience what they'd like to see. But I don't know personally what to do unless I take a road trip every Wednesday morning to do a live video, but then that's going to get boring too. Oh, so they're not vertical. You want the video to be horizontal for the live? We can do that. But YouTube, when I try to do a horizontal video, it screams at me constantly and tries to force me to do vertical. Every time I turn the camera, it says that the orientation is wrong. And it tries to force me into a vertical video, but I'll give it a try again. I realize that the horizontal would be better because you'd get a wider view. You'd actually be able to see both of us at the same time. And that's the way I like to record stuff myself. So we'll give that a try next week. I'll see if I can get it to do a landscape instead of a portrait. I can watch it, and if I go on another app, I can watch it in miniature. Yeah, because it zooms it down to fit it on a widescreen. I get it. And you have a skinny little picture. Yeah, Oliver, we'll give that a try next week. I'll see if I can get it to do it landscape mode rather than portrait. I'd prefer it to be landscape myself anyway. It's just YouTube keeps screaming at me every time I try to do it that way, so, but I'll figure it out. Drew says, what part of Canada are you from? I am from Ontario, near Toronto, about an hour from Toronto, northeast. In the countryside. I'm not from the city. I'm a country boy. I guess you'd call me a redneck. Am I a redneck?
No.
Look at that. That's pretty cool. She made that in what, 45 minutes for you guys? She wasn't really making it for you guys. She was just trying to avoid talking on camera.
No, that's Tita's tumbler. She really needs it.
Look at that. She made it with a little string. You can tie it up. Who wants to order these? Put your orders in. Drew says, and we'll start at Tim Hortons down there. Drew says that's fantastic, and Oliver says that's beautiful. See?
You.
You underestimate your skills. You underrate your skills. Most girls can't do that stuff anymore. In the 50s they could, not anymore.
Yeah.
Or maybe he was saying you're beautiful.
What?
So what are you gonna make for us now?
What?
What are you gonna make for us now?
I don't know.
Love hearing those tropical birds. There's some really neat sounding birds here actually. And it sounds like they're saying stuff. That one there, I don't know what it's saying. Any idea?
No.
Is it a mating call?
I don't know. Have your phone to you?
Hmm?
Move your phone to you.
Why? They
Get
don't want
enough
to look
of
at
me.
me. They don't want to look at me.
Give me a minute.
So any other suggestions what you'd like to see on the live video or the format of the live video? Like I said, we're getting microphones. They should be here before our next video that we make. So that'll help isolate the noise a little bit better. We're gonna try to do a little better camera work in the future. Use the tripods to hold the camera so that we can get a little better shot. The problem is then it's hard to move the camera around to show anything else other than one view. And that gets boring sometimes to see just one view, so that's why I kind of just free range the phone like this so that we can move it around and see something other than just one thing. Oliver says the format thing is really because I can't miniaturize the video while watching it. Yeah, I get it. I get it. I don't even like watching videos in this format myself. I'd rather everything be widescreen. It just makes more sense, especially when you're showing people and surroundings and stuff like that. You see a lot more too. You're not isolated to this one little view. Whereas like right now you're looking at me, you could be looking at both of us. But instead I have to turn the camera every time. And that's quite annoying having to do that. Right?
Yeah.
Ooh, Oliver is premium.
And where is what?
He's a premium account.
Aww.
He spent the money for premium on YouTube. Are you selling those as merch? You see, he wants one.
No.
Promotional merch. We should, because she's really good at this stuff. You want to sell it as merch?
Mm-hmm.
Oliver would be your first customer. What do you want, Oliver? You want a beer cozy or a toaster cozy? Remember the toaster cozies they had back in the 80s? They had a little hat you could put on your toaster to keep it warm when you're not using it.
Do you have to do that?
Hmm?
Do you have to do that?
Do you have to do it? No, people did it though.
Why?
I don't know. They didn't like the look of their toaster, I guess, so they they bought a little toaster cover that went on their toaster to hide it. I never used one, but lots of people did. It was a trend for a while. Just like buying toilet seat covers. They buy rugs that you put on your toilet seat
For what?
to make it look nice.
That's all?
Yeah, make it look fancy. Make it look fancy, and you get a matching rug that goes around the toilet. It's cut out for the toilet, the base of the toilet.
Yeah.
And then you normally get a bath mat with that too. So it's like a full bathroom set, matching rugs.
Are we going to have that?
No,
Why?
probably not. Because we don't need that fancy stuff, and our shower is not a segregated shower. It's just a little bit of a drop in the floor, so it wouldn't make much sense to have a carpet in there that's going to get soaked every time you take a bath. See, Drew remembers the toaster shags. Sean says, has the little lady kept up her driving practice? Is she ready for Brighton Speedway yet? I'm an awesome pit crew member. I put in a good word for me. That was a mouthful. She hasn't been practicing her driving lately. I don't know why, actually. We had problems with the brakes for a while. We still kind of have problems with the brakes. They work when they want to. But we really need to get her out there driving again and get her some more practice. I don't know if she's ready for the racetrack yet. She might need a little bit more practice before that. At this point, she hasn't even mastered stepping on the accelerator, so she might be a little bit slow on the track. Toaster quilts, is that what they were called, Drew? It's for keeping your toaster warm anyway on those cold nights. Oliver didn't tell us what he wanted for merchandise.
We're going to make one for him?
You're gonna make one for him, right? Oh, if I have the choice. Yeah, well, I'm asking you what you want. And then I have to talk her into making it for you.
Have you just send it to him?
I can send it to him, don't worry. We can find a way. My wife can order faster than most on Amazon. Yes, that seems to be what women are really good at these days. Give them a internet connection and a credit card, and they can get whatever you need or don't need. What I find about Canadian women that I dated versus my wife here is Canadian women buy a lot of wasteful things. They buy stuff that they're never going to use. And my wife buys something and she's using it 13 seconds after it gets delivered. Like this thread right here. She just ordered this last week. And here she is using it. This sewing machine, I ordered this for her. And within 2 days she was using it and she didn't even know how to use it. She had her cousin come over and show her how to use it. And then she was off to the races, and now she's using the thing as a regular appliance. So it makes me feel good about the purchases that I make for her because she actually utilizes it rather than just wasting it and it just sitting there collecting dust. And so it makes you feel good when you buy a gift like that and it goes to good use. Drew says, thanks for the phosphoric acid video instead of spending 5 times more for OSFO or whatnot. You're quite welcome. I don't know what the cost is in Ohio, but in Canada, it costs me about $100 a gallon to buy OSFO. And it's 18.5% concentrate, I believe. So the supplier that I have local to my house in Canada, I was paying $105 for a 10-gallon container of it at 65% concentrate. So then I could dilute that 3 times and still have a higher concentrate than what the OSFO was. So by the time I'm done, I have 33 gallons for the price of 1 gallon. 33? No, I guess it's 30 gallons. I had it figured out to 33 at one point, but off the top of my head, we'll just say 30. And the acid is very readily available at lots of different places like farm supply stores, construction stores. They sell it as concrete etcher. They sell it as pool cleaner. They sell it as, I've even had people tell me that you can go to like janitorial supply stores and buy it as like an industrial kitchen cleaner and stuff like that. The farm supply stores sell it as milkstone remover. They're all just fancy names for the same thing. So rather than going and buying a name brand like OSFO as an example, I mean, their formula isn't much different than the formula that I've given on my video, other than it's a weaker formula. Does it work if you dip a part directly in it, or does it need to be in contact with air? No, you can dip something into it for sure. I wouldn't do it though. Even little stuff like I've had like a little container of nuts and bolts. I find that if I leave the liquid in there, then it tends to cause a lot of build up a residue. So what I like to do is if I have like a container of nuts and bolts as an example, I will spray them, make sure that they're thoroughly covered, like I've gotten all the areas, just shake them around and spray them a couple times, and then I'll actually put them out on something so that they can dry off. It's better to not have it submerged in the liquid. It's better to have it so that it can air dry and evaporate the solution. That's been my experience anyway. What are you doing now? You just reinforcing it?
Mm-hmm.
Making it stronger on the inside?
That machine is not for heavy duty, so I'm just sewing the part that it can't sew.
Yeah. So put your orders in now for your tumbler cozies,
Didn't do that.
and she'll start making them. We'll start pumping them out. If we really have troubles with delivery, I'll take them to Canada with me when I go on my trip, and I can ship them from there. So there might be a bit of a wait time to get them. Shipping from the Philippines is really hard for some reason. I don't know why. It's hard and it's expensive.
What?
Okay, guys, well, we're nearing an hour here, so running out of things to talk about. We're on an hour, so I guess we'll see you next week, and we'll try flipping the camera around, doing a landscape mode, and we'll try to bring you something exciting next week, hopefully. Okay, take care of yourselves. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, all that stuff. And we'll see you next week.